Hello and welcome back. This is Nom Nom and we are, you guessed it, once again in Oxygen Not Included. We're going to kick off a new series today. This is shortly after the Buff and Shine, spit and polish if you will, release came out for Oxygen Not Included. They did some bug fixes and some, I think some completion of some things that they've been working on for a while. Last update was the rocketry renovation. And now we got Buff and Shine. So I decided I wanted to start a new series, and I think I'm going to do the return of the OCD duplicants. This is going to be a couple of rules around what the duplicants can and can't do based on these guys having some compulsions to keep the base super clean with a high decor value. Another concept here is that I want to keep not only keep everything swept up and clean, keep the decor value high, but I want to try to finish projects in small chunks, one at a time. Not do things like ignore heat until everything's cooking and sort of stage ourselves for success by taking care of some of the core infrastructure stuff early, keeping liquids separated, if you will, polluted water, trying to keep the gas in the base as clean as possible, maybe even box in the base early on, and not have too many dupes. This is not a can we get to 50 dupes kind of a challenge, so I might even scale it back to something like 8 duplicants on the main asteroid, and then we'll see what happens as we go through and how well the base is coming together. So we're definitely doing survival and we are doing spaced out. A couple of new things that I noticed here. I was just playing around with this. So they have these new icons that show you what the world traits are. This one has small boulders. This one has a crashed satellite, regular oil, radioactive crust, etc. Poor metal. And you can re-roll, and it re-rolls for the whole cluster. It looks like the Mu, water, and superconductive alloy asteroid never get any traits, but the other asteroids do. So, I'm going to want something fun and exciting. I also noticed that the Tyrannia asteroid never gets any traits. Now, there are other asteroids that we could pick, which increase and decrease the likelihood of our survival. So I'm going to go through here and pick one that I think is going to work out well and be fun to stream. Okay, I've decided on the Folia cluster, which I think is the forest biome. Not sure, could just be slime, I have no idea. And then I just hit the randomize button a bunch of times. I wanted to check out these metallic caves. I've never seen that before, so I don't know what metallic caves are. So I just took the first one that didn't absolutely suck that had metallic caves. There were a few that had volcanoes and magma channels with the metallic caves, and I wasn't prepared to deal with the ramifications of that. So I haven't even really looked at what these other traits are. Hopefully the superconductive asteroid having metal pore doesn't affect the amount of superconductive materials available. But radioactive, so that'll be interesting. Yeah, slime molds. So this one has geodes. I'm not sure what's in the geodes. I think it's, I don't even know what it might be in the geodes. It's like, is it like randomly rust and iron and stuff like that? It's metal rich, which will be great for a starting asteroid. Metallic caves, which I really want to check out. And the crashed satellites. One of the things that they did change with this update is that radiation is a lot harder to deal with. So it'll be interesting. It's plural, crashed satellites. So the surface might be really challenging for us. We might even need to get into lead suits before we can get up to the surface. But hey, we'll find out. Let's go ahead and generate us a world. Now, I have taken about a month off. If you've followed anything on my channel, you've probably noticed that I've been away for roughly a month. I did take some vacation time, and then I really got into Satisfactory for a little while. I might actually stream some Satisfactory here coming up. But just wanted to do a little Oxygen Not Included with the new update. It's been a while. And hey, if you are new, please give me a like. give me a thumbs up there, or smash the subscribe button, or even drop a comment. I appreciate those comments. It really helps the old algorithms bring my videos up to the top. All right, so we need to pick a couple of things. I don't want to do a crazy number of dupes, so let's get some dupes with some good skills. I definitely want someone who can dig. I definitely need somebody who can research, and somebody who can farm. Farm or ranch? Farm or ranch? Let's see if it's the maybe I'll do ranching. Get me some pit meat. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do ranch. So digging 3 supply. I'm just gonna do some re-rolling until I get something I like. Super duper hard digging already. Starts with tier 3. We're gonna go with Frankie, even though ooh, he's a mouth breather, but that's all right. And then for our researcher, yeah, well, it's not very good. Research is the worst skill. All right. I like the skills spread out, but our researcher could also be our mechatronics engineer over time. We'll go ahead and leave that. And then ranching here. Suit wearing is never bad. All right, the regrettable cantaloupe. I don't really care for that very much. Instead, we're going to do something else. Well, the update is buff and polish, so we're going to call it spit and shine. Yeah, I like that. Which is what I think they should have called it, but you know, that's just me. All right, got my coffee, and we have an alert. The asteroid we call home has collided with an anomalous planet, decimating our colony. Rebuilding is of the utmost importance. All right. Look at that. Here we go. Let's do a little digging, shall we? Must have the utmost productivity, my little dupes. It's actually interesting. A lot of stuff straight in line with our starting platform here. It is indeed the Arborea, so aluminum, arbor trees, pips. So my idea here is that I'm going to be ranching the hell out of the pips. Get some massive meat production going on. Pip barbecue all the way. Alright, so these are the OCD dupes. They do not like a mess, so we're going to already build a couple of storage containers. And build floors. Because that's the way they like it. These early few cycles, I think we can go pretty fast here. Alright, we definitely need to get a bathroom in place. I'm thinking I can't dig through this granite for a long time, so we'll probably put the bathroom over here. What's the temperature like? It's a little warm, but that's alright. So we'll go ahead and throw in a couple of outhouses. And a couple of wash basins. We'll have to dig up that hexalant. And we'll dig up that oxyfern there also. So these duplicants, the way I'm playing them here is they don't want to leave a room unfinished. They don't like dirt floors. Everything's got to be walled off. Well, it looks like I need to take that arbor tree out. It's stopping me from putting a wall in right there. Yeah, see, it thinks there's an arbor tree branch there. Alright, and they need to sweep everything up. So let's go ahead and set the direction on these wash basins. What I don't have access to yet is water, and so those wash basins are going to be useless to me for a hot minute. So we're going to just go ahead and dig over to here. Throw down a pitcher pump. Alright, one thing, I'm going to go into the schedule here. These dupes do not need to sleep yet. Alright, so they need to finish this room. So we're going to sweep out everything in that room with a priority of 6. Early game, I might be a little mean to my dupes, but their stress level tends to stick low. They're not going to get any sleep. They have no sleep cycle set. I think they will eventually just pass out. But I'm not going to let them sleep until the end of cycle 2. So we're into the next day here, so I will go ahead and give them bedtime for the next cycle. All right, looking good. I am gonna not dig that up for a reason. I can turn this into a nature reserve. Whereas here, I wanted them to have everything paved. Can I build that? I don't think I can build that because they can't dig that rock yet, can they? They can dig some of it, the igneous, but not the granite. Alright, so I'm going to have a little bit of food poisoning in the base because they're going to use those bathrooms before they have any water in those water basins. But I think we can work around that. I don't think they've made food poisoning nearly as bad as they have the radiation. Speaking of, what have we got here? Look at this. 59 rads from one shine bug. Ooh. We're going to get a bunch of mutated seeds, aren't we? 142 rads, 153 rads. Ooh boy. We've already found a vent. It is one of the least useful vents in the game. At least I guess I'll be able to purify my polluted water pretty easily. Taking a look at the heat map. Wow, it's really warm along the bottom there. And really cold along the top. This is the frozen rust biome. Okay. And it looks like they've all passed out ahead of their bedtime. So they can get about 1.5 cycles in before they just absolutely pass out from exhaustion. Alright, if I move them though, they're going to wake them up. Because they're going to go to bed here pretty soon anyway, so. Alright, end of cycle 2, we have a bathroom. So now I need to decide where we want to put the bedroom for these guys. I probably don't want to go down because carbon dioxide sink is going to be a problem. Speaking of carbon dioxide, yeah, we've already got it piling up over here on the side. So I think we'll, let's see, where are we going to go with this? We'll go like here, we'll deconstruct that and build a ladder. Down here, letting the carbon dioxide sink. Looks good to me. In fact, we'll even knock out that wall there so the carbon dioxide will go to that oxyfern. Maybe eventually to all those oxyferns. Let's not dig up that oxalate. And as far as oxygen goes, of course, cycle 3 we're still doing fine. Food, we're doing great because we dug up all those hexalent plants. And so far, yeah, we have food poisoning everywhere. But the germs are slowly dying. Being that the base is currently in oxygen, so. Alright. It's going to take a while to get to that water. Okay, over here it looks like I've got the sandy, deserty biome with the spindly grub fruits. So I probably got some grubs and sweetles over there. That's definitely something I want to get into. That grub fruit with some sulfur is a fantastic food source. There's even a chance I could find something like a sulfur geyser in order to get permanent source of sulfur. And we've got some Drecos. I see 4 Drecos on the map. So we could actually do farming for Drecos to get our plastic. If you guys have watched many of my videos, you know I tend to like to produce my plastic from Drecos, not from the plastic polymer press. We have some kind of an achievement. A building outside of the starting biome. I have no idea. Maybe this ladder. Maybe, I don't know what's considered outside of the starting biome. We're totally inside the starting biome right now. We do got a printing pod event here. Don't need the radiation from a shine nymph, but we do need somebody with a decoration tree, skill tree. So digging is always great though. Requires light to sleep. We're gonna go with Turner. Sorry, Marie. That whole nyctophobic thing is a deal breaker. Alright, so we need a bedroom for sure. I think we're going to do that over here. We actually have access to water now, so yep, they put water in our wash basins. That's fantastic. And then we're going to have to do a full-on sweep as soon as we get this bedroom done. One thing with doing it this way, with the sweeping, is that I need a lot of storage containers. OCD duplicants don't like those eternal storage piles. That can't be tolerated. That's just a disorganized mess. In fact, at some point I might actually go through and assign individual resources to the storage bins. Alright, taking a look at furniture. We need 4 cots. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Looks like we'll be able to fit 6 in there all day. This is a mixed blessing here. Making room for storage bins. I want a door, I want some decor item, and then we'll do like sets of 3 storage bins. So we can hopefully fit some decor items in between all of those. Duplicants do not like working in spaces that are not considered rooms, so we're going to go ahead and wall this off. See if we can do something kind of equidistant here. So let's see how many tiles we've got. So that's 11, so if I go 11 on this side. Alright, so we'll get rid of those. And put a door in. All right, and then let's finish the bedroom. 36. I actually can't dig that stuff up. And then anything that's a finished room needs to be swept. Really anywhere that these guys are working needs to be swept. Another thing that I like to do, so the OCD challenge, they will not work on a piece of machinery in a room that is not complete. So if the floor isn't in, the walls aren't in, the room's not swept, they will not, for example, go work on a, I don't know, metal refinery or something. Or even cook food. I can't just drop a grill in the middle of a hallway somewhere and say, that's good enough for now. These guys need it to be in a bedroom, or I'm sorry, in an enclosed room, or they won't work on it. The only exception to that, of course, is storage bins. They need to be able to use storage bins in dirty rooms. That's the whole point of the storage bin. That is a floating bed. It's not going to work. Okay. That must be granite. Yeah. So as soon as we get some skills, we're going to have to get into the excavation. Actually, who is that? Turner? Turner, why don't you take hard digging? Ah, that takes care of it. All right. The first dupe that you get in on the printing pod actually gets more skill points than the starting dupes. He started with a skill, so we're going to go ahead and give it to him. We have another achievement. Bed and bath. Hey, look at that. Alright, we're going to go ahead and let them do some sweeping, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, we're halfway through cycle 6. My dupes have done a bunch of sweeping. While they were doing that sweeping, they also finished up, now that they had that hard digging, they were able to finish out these walls on the back of that granite barrier. And I just widened this tunnel a little bit so that the carbon dioxide would flow down. Oxygen was getting a little thin up here, and they needed a way to sink some of that CO2. And I wanted to get down here to these oxyferns, so I opened it up right here a little bit too. So far, so good. 4 dupes. They're not dead yet. It's cycle 6. These guys are going to be doing a ton of sweeping. That's going to be their thing. So I'm going to go into skills. Looks like they've all got a skill. I'm going to bump up improved carrying. With the OCD dupes, it's really got to be the first thing that they take. It like doubles the amount that they can carry. So it's going to cut down dramatically on the amount of dupe labor to get all this stuff swept up. So they're at the point right now where they actually got nothing to do, so they're just sweeping, and I'm going to go ahead and let them continue to sweep this mess up so that they will be happy enough to keep working. That increased carry speed has definitely improved their sweeping ability. They're going so much faster now. In fact, I just saw somebody's athletic skill increase also from all the running around they're doing. But we did get a printing pod ding, so I'm going to go ahead and check out what's on the printing pod. You know, I'm going to go ahead and take the sand just because we don't have the infrastructure to keep bringing in dupes right now, mainly oxygen. So I might actually have to dig into some of this space here to let out some of the oxygen. If we try to keep this semi-symmetrical, not a requirement in this challenge, but any means. But that's 12 to the and then the ladder. So if I go over here, 12 and then the ladder, that would make the ladder right there. Let's go ahead and dig down to let this oxygen that's in here out and let the carbon dioxide fall in. And we can actually get rid of all 3 of those tiles. So the next thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get a room set up for them to generate power. It does indeed need to be a room because they won't work on generators that are not in a room. I want to get 2 generators set up, I think. So 1 and 2. And then we'll just go ahead and put that in a little room. All right, once we get the generator set up, we can do two things. We can start working with oxygen production. I need to get some algae. Let's actually take a look and see where we got. I'm gonna put coal on the list, dirt, sand, those are all important. It doesn't look like we have algae, so I can't. Okay, so how do I make oxygen in the early game if I don't have access to algae? Looks like I need to go get rust. There's a little bit of algae down here, and there's some down here. So I think that's what I need to do. We're just going to come down here and get all that if we can. Oh, uranium ore, really? Look at all those rads coming off of that. Holy cow. So that must be the geodes that they were talking about, or the caves? Is that what, yeah, the mineral caves. So it's surrounded with lead, but lead doesn't stop radiation, right? So it's surrounded by abyssalite, so I can't get to it for a while, but inside it's got lead and very radioactive uranium ore. Is that the only one of those I see so far? Looks like it. Is that ethanol? Yeah. And an ice biome. And it's not a geyser. I think that's just melting weird. Melting or freezing weird. Okay. A little more water down here. When I first saw that water, I was hoping there was a water geyser over here. I think water might actually be a bit of a challenge on this particular map. Okay, we have our generators up. Now I can put down some batteries. The batteries don't necessarily need to be in a room, but I don't really want them to kill my decor. So we're going to put them down here. Oh, also the OCDuplicants don't like wires just everywhere, so they prefer things to be inside of walls and doors. Come on, select the wire. Thank you. So we're going to go and run this through floors as much as possible. As much as possible. It's not always going to be possible. Just trying to get a lay of the land here. Wow, look at all this granite. Holy cow. So I definitely think they've done something with the map seed generator. There's some interesting features. Okay, and one thing I've also, I'm going to open this door here. Pips are the enemy of the OCDuplicant when it comes to storage bins. So I think I'm going to put a door over here and a wall. I'll wall that up as much as I can. We need to wall this off also. And then we need to get those pips out of there and get the door closed. So I did have somebody who had a inclination for ranching. So looks like Ellie is definitely gonna have to go down the ranching tree. with our next skill point. So I think this is a pretty standard start, other than maybe a lot of sweeping going on. I think this is a fairly standard start for an Oxygen Not Included game, coming in on cycle 8. Been playing for about a half an hour, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up as episode 1 of the return of the OCDuplicant. As usual, I appreciate you guys watching my videos. Any time that you guys spend with me, I do value, so thank you for that. And we'll be back in a few days with the next installment of the return of the OCDuplicant. Until then, thanks again for watching my videos. Nom Nom, signing out.